or last year.
Even like the 6 episodes we did on Mob City.
Mob City.
Mob City, the show we did for Frank Darabont. You know, it was only 6 episodes, but I mean, what a beautiful world. And these, you know, talking about these words that we had to play with as actors. These great scripts. You know, and to get an opportunity to not just do, you know, one and out, you're actually doing several. You're developing the journey of the character.
Television is hell of a lot better than it used to be when I first started. Everybody had to look, all the men had to look, you know, perfect, chiseled good looks, and the hair was never out of place. And I never wanted to do television when I was a kid. I was only wanted to do theater and maybe film in a pinch, but never television.
Stepchild.
And now it's like, you know,
Not saying stepchildren are lovely, but I mean,
you just do all the mediums. You know, you walk. Even the websites now are creating some really fun.
Oh man, dude, I've got 2 amazing shows that I'm very proud of that I produce and act on one of them that are web series chosen for Sony's Crackle. Yeah, strong arms, and then also Pet Squad Files for the CW's website.
I just gave you a plug.
It was seamless.
Dude, he passed it up and I just went and slammed on it.
Let's go ahead and take some questions from the audience.
I promised them, I told them, I said, you be the first question.
All right, you get it.
You played a variety of roles, variety of people, same for a year. Which person do you think you most identify with? Which role have you played that you most identify with as your personality?
I was gonna make a bad joke and say the sister fucker and wrong.
And yet you just did.
I don't know. I mean, I can't get away from who I am as a man, but at the same time, I can't completely make up a character. You know, it's like I just did a little independent film in Cleveland where I play a guy whose sister shot and killed their abusive parents when they were kids. So this character's like very stunted, had a hard time talking to people, couldn't relate to people. He kind of had this like dead glaze over his eyes where he couldn't experience emotion. And he ultimately got pulled in by this restaurant that he worked at, a family-owned restaurant, and he like became a human being again. You know, it's like there are moments like that where I could probably see a bit of myself in the character, but I'm also not that guy. You know, I don't know. It's like, you know, back when we started Heroes, I was like, oh yeah, you know, I could kind of identify with Peter. As you know, the show went on, I'm like, why the fuck is this dude not killing people? He's fucking dead. His brother, who is silent, fucking dead. Like, it doesn't matter, but it's like, you know, you always gotta put yourself into your characters and empathize with your characters.
I think there's always a little part. You know, the audience never wants to see reality. I mean, you want to see us being real. I see a performance. I don't want to see somebody acting. I hate that. I mean, it's just like, come on, go back to school or give it up. But but at the same time, when you say that was you. You weren't acting. You're always there's always a little part of you that's going to be in that part. And honestly, for me, I don't think there's any role I played that's been more of myself than another one. I'd like to ask the question, Milo, what role have you played that was the biggest stretch for you that you thought, oh my God, I can't believe I got this part. There's so much of this part that's not me. Like Teabag for me was basically that. But what would
probably this independent film I just did called Madtown, the one where I play the guy like a little shell shocked by life, or playing a really horrible guy in a movie called Wild Card that comes out in August. It's a Jason Statham movie, and I play the bad guy. I'm the son of a mob boss who rapes and beats women. I mean, I can't. That's a horrible thing to do. But you know, you're living in the head and existence of this character, and you gotta plug yourself into it. That character scared the shit out of me. Like legit scared me. I started doing my own character work and whatnot, and I got there and I'm like, oh my God, like I gotta step away from this guy as much as I can and just let him out when the cameras are rolling because it's horrible.
Who's Justin? You would know. Justin, my friend over here, is like my alter ego. Is Teabag here? He dresses up like Teabag. What was the actress's name in Prison Break that was the little girl that Teabag had the scene with by the pool? She's the daughter of the guy that I killed with the iron.
Jerry.
And she grows up to become a huge rock and roll star. in real life.
I only know her name on the show was.
Brittany, you know?
Who grew up to be like a big.
Demi
freaking-
Lovato?
I heard she was.
I had a scene with her where I had to put my arm around her, and I said, yeah, I know, it's like, it's really tough talking to your daddy, and I'll be your daddy, and it was like,
Yeah.
pedophile stuff, and I remember calling Wade the night before, the CEO guy.
You idolize a pedophile on TV.
Well, and then people like run up like, I love T-Bag. You're like, I'm sitting next to him like, really?
You're a bad guy.
But the performance, you look at that and go,
So great.
What was that girl's name?
so good.
I don't know, to the internet.
I don't know, man. People don't even know it's not entertainment.
No, but she's, the actress, she actually thanked me in some interviews later on. She said, he was the nicest guy, that was a really hard scene, and I knew it was a hard scene, but, it was like the poster for like, stay away from this guy, because you have a little girl.
Let's take another audience question. Hi.
Hi, Cole, I really liked it, but it was canceled. Can you tell us anything about what was going on? Because I was so confused by that show.
You're one of your 50% of the voices that watched that show. 50% said, I can't understand anything in this show that's going on, and the other 50% said, what's the big deal? You just have to stick with it, and it wasn't instant gratification. You had to watch all 13 episodes to finally start to get the idea of it. On a bigger scale, people that love the show, it's a typical problem right now with television that we just experienced on Cult, on Mob City, that not enough people watch shows live because of this antiquated system of the Nielsen family. And if any of you were in the Nielsen family, fuck you. My apologies if I'm saying it, but it is
Rob, you realize we're gonna get the shit kicked out as we walk out of here now.
it's
Yeah, but that's the thing is none of these guys, is anyone in the Nielsen family? I've never actually.
Yes, there
no,
she is.
Are you really?
No, she-
Yes.
No.
I watched Mob City live.
So you are a Nielsen. I've never actually, and I work in the entertainment industry as well. I've never met a Nielsen family because they don't reflect my viewer, my fellow.
The problem is
viewers.
it's not
Oh
so
yeah,
much.
I'm scared to death if I don't watch something, it'll get canceled.
It's not the fault
but
of
you
the
should,
Nielsen.
like, watch
It's
that
not the
so much.
Nielsen family that we're upset at. It's the networks still putting so much stock in this ridiculous system of what, 2,000 people,
Yeah.
2,000 TVs determining
It's a sense
what
of-
is going to get picked up. And the problem is that people don't. Mob City was a very well loved show. Beautiful show, a little slow at the beginning, I admit
Well, you
it,
gotta-
but
you
it
gotta
picked up and it was,
story forward.
it's Frank Darabont. I mean, it was amazing. But not enough people watched it live. And the TiVo numbers, the DVR numbers were great, but that's the thing, the television's got to figure out how to get beyond this old system of like, we gotta watch it live. I mean, otherwise we're losing everything to Netflix, to anything that you can download. And I know things are changing, and every network is dealing with that. But it's a crazy system, it really is.
Well, it's like the election.